Hey everyone, my name is Jake and today we are going to be looking at some malicious compliance stories, so sit back, relax and enjoy. Just do your job. I worked security for years and was good at my job and took it seriously. While working at the mall, we had a dispatcher and a guard. The dispatcher would literally document everything. You checked an area and radio it, documented. They would also make all the required calls. Maintenance needed notified? Done. After 1 year of patrol, I got moved to dispatch and loved it. It also came with a pay rise. I did that for another 1.5 years. I had a great coworker and we got everything taken care of in a timely manner. Well, one day he fell asleep and was fired instantly. That's where things went downhill fast. A new person then gets hired. She's a friend of the director. A special friend if you catch my drift. She comes on and starts patrol. After day 1, she says she can't walk that much and I needed to do her job. I tell her my title is dispatcher and it's her job to unlock the doors. She says, "Well, I guess they just won't get done." We get phone call after phone call of workers trying to get inside. I get up to go do it and a supervisor comes in and asks why the doors are still locked. I advise what happened and they said, "Well, you need to unlock the doors sooner, so go." I'm dumbfounded. It's her job, but I have to do it? Eventually, it comes to the point where she can't even drive the car around the lot for some reason. She ends up sitting in dispatch because she can't do the job, and if it doesn't get done, it's on me for some reason. I was still getting the extra money, but was doing regular patrol again. She then falls asleep while I'm out riding. I approach a vehicle in the lot and they hop out wanting to fight me. All we are armed with is pepper spray. I radio her asking to call law enforcement, no answer. Attempting to radio her multiple times, no answer. This guy was 3 feet from me and was angry. I hop in the car and call the police and he tears off. When I make it back to the dispatch room, she's there sleeping, mouth wide open, passed out. I record a video of it. I attempt to wake her again, on video, no answer. I had to bang on the desk to wake her. I'm done doing 2 jobs. At that point, I was still entering all the data for dispatch and patrolling. I take the evidence to the director and say we need to do something about this and explain what happened. He said, "Stop pestering her and do your job." I said, "Fine, what job do you want me to do, dispatch or patrol?" He said patrol because she can't. Okay, cue malicious compliance. I start doing my job of patrol at 100%. She was sleeping at the desk and I had the police on speed dial, no longer relying on her. I take care of the whole mall to a point everyone's happy again. Everyone except our company, who's asking, "Why are you not doing your rounds? They are not recorded in our data." Or "Why are these alarms not being entered or this incident?" I tell them to check our fobs as we have scanner tags to prove my job is being done perfectly. I advise them that data entry is dispatch's job, but the director doesn't mind her sleeping on duty. They were shocked. I continue my job using the radio occasionally, to which she never answers. Finally, mall management starts to get upset because she's calling for stupid reasons and not calling for good reasons. I was no longer telling her when to call, so she was doing it all wrong. They put her on patrol for the day and she wrecks the car. Instead of firing her, they put her back in dispatch, where she continues to do a horrible job and still not entering data like she's supposed to. I start looking for a new job and get a better paying one doing ambulance dispatch. I approach the director one final time and lay it on the line. I like working here. I love dispatch. I want a reason to stay, but if you don't fire her for sleeping like you did my original coworker, then this is my 2 weeks notice. He takes my paper and says to turn in my uniform at the end of the 2 weeks. The ambulance job ended up being even better, so I'm glad he did. I still had friends at the mall and I checked in from time to time. When I left, the doors were not getting unlocked, patrols not being done, and phones not being answered. The director was fired not too long after, and the new director found a new job before he was going to let her go. She still works there, possibly doing dispatch and sleeping like always. Oh, and someone was shot at the location a few months back too, on her watch. Wow, I think we all know why, especially with that introduction of, a special friend. But I guess it's a good reason they got out so fast, because they dodged a bullet, quite literally. Don't ever touch my stuff. To start, I work at a data center regulated by a military company. We have a very strict no phone policy. Since this policy was made by the company, it basically trumps everyone's position in the office. My desk is located near my boss, who had an office. When he gets in, he has meeting after meeting to go to, so it's typical for him to come in, throw his stuff down, and leave for the day's meeting. The thing is, he has the annoying habit of leaving his phone on the desk, on loud, so when his alarm goes off, it blares out everything else. I'm a system administrator, so my job is to help users with their access to our systems. Part of this is calling them, and when I do, they tell me all the time that they couldn't hear me over the alarm. Our clients are all over the world, and some even deemed it disrespectful from all the background noise. One day, when my boss had done his typical routine of leaving, I asked him if he could turn off his alarm. I've been getting complaints from the users. Son, when you're in my position, you can do whatever you want, so shut up and do what I pay you for. I have no choice because I honestly don't know what to do in this situation. Anyway, he leaves and I carry on. I get a call from one of our other top clients in Japan about some users having trouble accessing applications. Midway through this call, my boss's phone alarm goes off again, and the user starts complaining about the call experience. I had enough and told the user to give me a few seconds so I could silence the phone alarm. Obviously, I can't get into the phone, so I press any key and that usually silenced alarms. While I'm doing this, boss walks in and catches me. "What are you doing in my office?" I had to... He cuts me off. "Get the freak out and don't ever touch my stuff again, or you're fired, you contractor POS. Sir, our Japan clients are complaining about the background noise and call quality. You heard me, don't touch my stuff, and let them complain, I'm the boss here. He also added that if anyone wanted to challenge him, try it. I'm thick-skinned, but this moment I was heated. I sat down, closed my eyes, and took a deep breath. I looked down on my desk to see a flashing light indicating someone on the phone, and I had completely forgotten about the client on the other end. I picked up the phone and turned mute off so the user could hear me again. Before the user could even speak, my boss's alarm starts going off. The user eventually hangs up from frustration. Cue malicious compliance. I got the great idea that if I could get enough users to complain about the phone, something could happen. About 80% of the calls I took had the alarm noise in the back. I went as far as to roll my chair as close to my boss's door as possible, for the alarm to be as loud as possible. Users begged me to turn it off, but I told them I couldn't. I honestly wasn't trying to be a douche to users, but my hands were tied and the boss wouldn't do anything. I needed to either leave or make him leave. Users kept complaining, I kept denying to touch the phone. They started submitting bad reviews for me until one day I get an email to meet our HR rep about my performance. As we went over everything, I noted that it was my boss's phone and that's what the users were complaining about. Oh, I mentioned I couldn't touch it either, and how he was threatening to fire me. The HR rep's jaw dropped. I don't know immediately what happened, but by the end of the day, I get another email stating that the boss didn't work there anymore and to disable his accounts and secure his CAC, Common Access Card. I processed this request with the biggest grin cheek to cheek. I found out later that it was the phone, not the bad language that he got fired for. Also, for anyone who doesn't know, if you get caught with your phone in a secure location, they take it and don't give it back due to risk of compromised data. He had a brand new iPhone 11 Pro Max. Was there a need to have this alarm on in the first place? Like, why did he have so many alarms, or was it one that he just never silenced? I maliciously made them comply. While walking through a big box store's discount section, I saw a KitchenAid standing mixer for on sale for $100 because it was an open box. I enjoy cooking and had always wanted to get into baking, so I picked it up and went straight to the checkout with it. When I got home with my new, heavily discounted prize, I realized that inside the box was indeed a standing mixer, but it was a Fableware one, not a KitchenAid. Someone had obviously switched it out to get the KitchenAid at the Fableware price, which just so happens to be $100. I was disappointed and ended up taking it back. When I took it back, I explained that there was a Fableware mixer in the KitchenAid box, and they agreed that someone had switched it out and just gave me my money back. That would have been the end of it, except I had to go back to the store 3 days later, and while going through the discount section, I saw the same KitchenAid box with the Fableware still in it. The yellow discount sticker said KitchenAid and was still $100. And I was a little ticked that they would put this back out there knowing dang well there wasn't a KitchenAid in there. So of course, I bought it again. This time, after checking out, I took it straight to the returns desk and the conversation went somewhat like this. I just bought this mixer, and on the outside the box says KitchenAid, and on the sales sticker it says KitchenAid, but inside is a Fableware. Obviously, I believed I was buying a KitchenAid, I knew I wasn't, and I would like a KitchenAid mixer. No, we can't sell you a KitchenAid for that price. This went on for a while, and the store manager got involved and said he wouldn't sell me the KitchenAid at that price. I pointed out how the box and the sticker advertised a KitchenAid, but inside was a Fableware, and that this is basically a version of either false advertising or bait and switch, but he wouldn't budge. Unfortunately for him, I had recently lost my job and had nothing but time on my hands, and I told him that I wasn't leaving until I got my way. We went back and forth for 40 minutes until he called his district manager, at my request, and she finally said, "Just give it to him." None of this would have happened if they hadn't put that thing back out there for sale, making someone think they were getting one thing and getting something else. That's super shady and messed up, but now I have a KitchenAid and I bake pies and cookies like a madman. I can't tell if it's like a really scummy thing to do that they purposely put it out there, or the manager just told someone else, said, "Oh, deal with this," and they had no idea what was happening, so they just put it back on the shelf. Either way, it's but in the end, OP won and he got some nice cookies out of it, so I like it. Hey everyone, I hope you're all having a really good day and that you enjoyed that video. If you want to see more videos like it, then click on screen right now. And if you never want to miss out on a video, then hit subscribe. But I will see you all very soon.